Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Rain City Girl and I'm excited that you are here joining me for my monthly bullet journal setup. In this video, I'll show you how to make this. This month's theme is inspired by graphic letters. Maybe you've seen them on the internet. They look like leaves are growing out of the letters. Of course, it's a work of Photoshop, but I decided I want to recreate this in my journal. Alright, so I'm already drawing my first leaves in letter A. That will be my title for April. Looks like I like monograms. I used M for March last month. Anyways, I'm using Tombow Dual brush pens, but I'm using them as watercolors on watercolor paper. Tombow brushes are water-based, which means they are blendable. I can do this directly in my bullet journal. The paper would be soaking wet. How to go about this? First, sketch out where you want your leaves and how they should overlap. Then use a light color for the leaves facing the front and blend with a darker shade. This will create a nice pattern that looks more realistic. Then you just add some lines representing leaf veins and voila! You have a nice leaf drawing. To create some depth, the leaf behind should be always darker and the ones that don't stick out should be even darker. To finish off, I'm using Pigma Micron pen to outline the letter. This is good to go when I'm moving on to my cover page. Just like my letter A, I'm using the same technique. First, work on the front leaves using lighter colors. Here I decided to use some purple to give it a nice definition. I'd like to pause here a bit and talk about why I'm doing this nature theme. It's not only because it's pretty and everyone does it. I find it fitting because in April we have Earth Day, and I'm very much concerned about what is going to happen to us in the future. If we don't change the way we live, we won't have a future. We won't have a planet to live on. Go to National Geographic website and you can find out how climate change will change your city or country. For example, London will feel like a city in Italy. Hanoi in Vietnam has no comparison. How bad is it going to be living in such city? So by the 2070s, Vancouver, where I live now, will feel more like San Clemente del Tuyo in Argentina does today. By 2070, I'll be probably dead. But many people who are watching this video now won't, and they have to live in these conditions. I wonder how many people have to die to see some changes. I hope you guys excuse my frankness about this topic. I'm passionate about nature. But back to our leaves. It's looking good. I'm working on the second layer or second batch of leaves. Those should be a bit darker as we want to create some depth. It's a bit long process. I think it took me an hour to paint this. A couple of suggestions. Pencil in your sketch where leaves should overlap with letters. It will be easier for you to work around them. Another good tip is create swatches of your colors. Light and dark combo so you won't get confused. Tombow markers are tricky. Their caps not always correspond with the color. I made some mistakes through the video because of this. Just bear with me, we are almost there. Leaves are done now, I'm filling in the gaps with black colors. And here we are, time to add some glitter. I'm using Uniball Signo Gold pen and adding some more glitter with gold watercolors. I've used them already in my last blend with me. To create more definition in the letters, I'm using Pigma Micron pen to draw the outline of each letter. To complete the look, I thought it would look great with a gold border that will frame the composition. The last piece for this setup are these two slim paintings with April on it. These go into my weekly spread. I decided to speed things up, and instead of making two separate drawings, I join them together and will cut them in half. It looks a bit weird to have two same words like that, but it will make sense later when I put the spreads together. this looks good, and I'm doing the same thing as before, adding black, gold letters, and painting over them with the gold watercolors. Now, when my assets are ready, I can put my monthly pages together. For the monthly cover page, I wanted to have just the letter A in the center and the same gold border matching the border of the painting. The nature page is basically ready, so it gets glued on the facing page. Simple and classy. Moving on, I'm setting up my monthly calendar spread. Again, I want to have a very simple spread. I'm making these cubes, they are 6 by 6 dots. I haven't had this kind of setup yet. For the title, I scanned the A and printed a copy. Having a spread with just 2 elements feels kind of empty, and I didn't want to overdo it with more doodles, so I decided on a short quote: make everything a little less ordinary. If you watched my videos before, you know how I like 1 line a day spread. I don't do detailed journaling, but I do like to jot down some notes from my life. Usually a sentence or 2 will trigger a memory. I'm adding some greenery, and that is pretty much all for this spread. Sorry guys for moving my journal so much, but it's easier for me to draw this way. I'm making a leaf with light green Tombow pens and mixing them with water. This will serve as a background for my quote. I cut the leaf and glue it to my journal page. Given what's been happening in my life, I think this quote tells it all. Today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want. The next spread is my monthly challenge. Last month I was doodling each day. This month I would like to letter 1 word per day. I'm not adding any vertical lines as I don't want to limit myself. Now it's time to compose my weekly spreads. Usually I show 1 spread in the video and then make more through the month that I share on my Instagram. This month, I want to have everything done, so I am creating a whole month. I decided to make Dutch door spread. That means I'm going to be cutting some pages and they will appear as inside the door. This month starts with the last days of March. I decided to have 3 March days in April spread, not the other way around. It's up to you where you want to include the days that are overlapping with the next month. We are getting closer to the end of this setup. Just the final touches, I'm cutting the pages, adding the artwork on the sides. The Dutch door spread turned out great, exactly as I envisioned. Before I show you the final flip through of my April bullet journal setup, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and see you next time.